Hello everyone, and welcome to my Y&R Homies channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nikki advises the Abbotts and Claire to brace themselves after Lauren questions Michael. Victor meets Jack and Diane today, Michael ignores his employer, and Daniel and Summer worry about Phyllis' radio silence on The Young and the Restless. Claire asks Victor at Society whether there is nothing she and Kyle can do to make him reconsider their relationship. Nothing, Victor answers stubbornly. What did I miss? Wonders Nikki as she enters and examines their features. Daniel informs Summer across the room that he wants to get out because she is obsessed with Kyle and Claire. The summer will end. She maintains that she is only worried and not envious. Daniel asks her to demonstrate it. Leave now. Claire informs her that her grandfather has made it plain that Kyle cannot alter his impression of their relationship by anything he says or does. Kyle observes them go when Summer consents to do so. Nikki asks her husband what he was thinking at Kyle's table. Victor claims that Kyle had his say and that nothing he said altered his assessment of his personality. Claire accuses him of being unjust. Kyle arrived with excellent intentions. Victor is unyielding. He doesn't want her involved since he knows disaster is coming. Nikki and Kyle are curious as to what he means by saying, "The Abbotts are a tragedy waiting to happen," according to Victor. Is this about his parents? Kyle asks. They have a closer relationship than before. How can he be so certain that problems will arise, unless you intend to cause it yourself? Victor gives a scowl. Lauren notices something is up with Michael as they go to the jazz lounge bar. Let's get it out so we can resume our enjoyable evening. He informs her that he detests Victor's new battle strategy against the Abbotts. It's still unpleasant, but for what purpose? What is preventing the man from letting things go? Lauren talks about what Diane and Jack went through the last time and wishes she knew. Michael warns that his boss is intent on robbing them of any remaining joy. Victor needs a new pastime, according to Michael and Lauren. Lauren warns Michael that she forewarned him that if he returned to work for the man, these kinds of events would arise. Perhaps you ought to have paid attention to me. Michael is the most devoted person to Victor. Even after the shooting, Lauren remained at Victor's side, demonstrating how much he means to him. When she asks Michael what truly transpired that evening, he responds, "There's nothing to see here." His evading her inquiry, Lauren complains. She must grasp the extent of his risk. Until he tells her what she wants to know, she will take his olives hostage. Speak up. Michael will explain to her what they said to Chance. Nick and Adam were there for his meeting with Victor. Ian eventually appeared seeking retribution for Jordan's passing. Taking the security guard's rifle, he spoke the truth about everything. He then declared that he would shoot them all, but Victor intervened by absorbing the bullet intended for Nikki. Ian died after he and Ian fought over the rifle. That Michael had nothing to do with this infuriates Lauren. Why didn't Victor insist that Ian let him go? According to Michael, he did, but he stayed. When Michael describes the underlying respect he receives from Victor, Lauren is not impressed. He had relatives, and he had no intention of leaving. Even if you could have been killed, Lauren yells. The only thing Michael regrets is that he was unable to stop Victor from being shot. Lauren is aware that Michael did not receive the father he was due. Though that guy irritates her much too frequently, it makes her happy to know he has someone as strong as Victor to lean on. That night, he may have lost his life. If that had occurred, the void left in her and Fenn's life could not have been filled by loyalty. Michael regrets endangering their possessions, but Ian was the only one who perished. He and Jordan almost wrecked Phyllis and Sharon's lives and killed Heather. He received just what he was due. Lauren wipes her tears away. Tell me the rest now. She is aware that he went beyond the bounds of the law. Diane assures Jack in bed in their hotel that he will be delighted with the outcome at home. She was correct, he informs her. This brief escape was just what he needed. Diane enjoys her alone time. We ought to do this more frequently. Her thought process appeals to him. Diane determines they must eat. She desires to get ready and attend society. When Daniel and Summer go to the GCAC, Daniel leaves Phyllis a message requesting a callback and informing her of her radio silence. Summer questions if she flew to Paris to see Billy. Daniel notes that she is the one who organized their breakfast meeting, which is scheduled for tomorrow. He is reminded by Summer that their mother has a tendency to pursue the most shiny item. She believes Phyllis is doing well. Before he accepted the job, Daniel reflects that she was unable to stop texting and phoning, and now he is unable to contact her. Not like their mother. Summer believes there has to be a reason. Perhaps their mother misplaced her phone. Daniel notes that she is essentially dependent on her phone. Summer proposes that they check to see whether she's asleep upstairs. Though it's difficult to avoid worrying about her, Daniel doesn't want to do that. He is reminded by Summer that the true threat has been eliminated. She is certain that Phyllis has just fallen into a rabbit hole at Abbott Communications. They decide to hold off till breakfast. They can be concerned if she doesn't show up. Daniel makes fun of Summer for imitating Phyllis. Summer claims that she is couture and not a knockoff. However, their mother possesses many traits that she wants to emulate. She just isn't a stalker who is envious. Daniel exhorts her to ensure she doesn't turn into one. Daniel makes a joke as the evening goes on, saying he hopes Kyle and Claire don't arrive to spoil Summer's evening. He apologizes when she becomes agitated. Daniel couldn't shake the feeling that something was still there. Summer maintains that she doesn't give a damn about Kyle's partner. As long as it's not Audra, or Claire, Daniel says. Stop, yells Summer. Daniel assures her that she shouldn't be fixated on Kyle and that she's back on track with Chance. Summer tells him that he is the only obsessive person at the table. What's going on? Daniel asks. Is she not getting back on track with Chance? Summer is uncertain. She is unsure of what to believe in light of his treatment of Daniel and his interactions with Lucy and their mother during the inquiry. I was just doing my job, Daniel shrugs. He wants his sister's happiness. Great if that's with Chance. His only worry is that, despite her claims to be over him, she is so preoccupied with Kyle's romantic life. He sounds like his mother, according to Summer. Daniel simply believed that she could require a conversation partner. Summer is all right and isn't interested in arguing about this any longer. Will you kindly let it end there? Summer is no longer hungry as Daniel shifts his focus to the food options. She implores to go to work. Daniel says he's sorry for ruining their meal. Summer requests that they mark Kyle as off-limits and turns to leave. Victor informs the table at Society that Kyle and Claire will be caught in the midst of Diane and Jack's self-destruction. Kyle laments that this stems only from his animosity towards his family. According to Nikki, Kyle and Claire's relationship has nothing to do with Jack and Diane. Kyle informs Victor that he is arguing with him about how he feels about his parents. Victor assures him that he won't do the same to Claire since he crushed Summer's heart. Kyle claims that he and Summer are doing really well. You're not the right man for Claire, Victor yells. Kyle says that this is absurd. According to Victor, it would be a grave error for them to continue dating. You have to make it right, he says to Kyle. Claire's hand is taken by Kyle. That is precisely what I intend to do. Victor threatens to hold him accountable if he harms his granddaughter. He leaves after saying that. He approaches the door, and Jack and Diane come in. Victor is nudged by Jack and Diane, especially over purchasing Glissade. Enjoy your fake happiness, Victor says, adding that it won't last. Diane and Jack join Kyle at the table. What did they miss? Wonders Jack. Believe me, you don't want to know, Nikki sniffs. Diane informs Jack that Victor wants to have the same amount of influence over his granddaughter's life as he has over everyone else. According to Kyle, he is certain that the Abbott house will collapse once more. Diane advises him to keep his mouth shut. That won't happen, according to Kyle. Jack hopes Claire won't be scared off by this. It's not, is it? Kyle asks. Although it pains Claire that her grandfather won't give them a chance, she won't let him frighten her away. She requests that Nikki speak with him. She can't guarantee anything, but she'll try again. He's vindictive and obstinate, Diane snorts. According to Nikki, she would be aware of those two things. As they chat, Jack and Kyle believe Victor is planning an attack on their family. Nikki is fed up with the battle that is still going on. He sacrificed himself for his family, but he fails to recognize that Jack's actions for her were as valiant. Diane gives an eye roll. Victor is aware that Jack is a greater guy than he ever could be. Jack is tired of including Kyle and Claire in this most recent argument. Nikki cautions, be prepared. This is far from being finished. Michael tells Lauren in the jazz lounge that he doesn't want to get into any legal issues with her.